This is the story of the Kitbash of my Colorado and Southern Caboose 1002 in On30. I liked the Colorado and Southern 1002 because it was a Center-Cupola caboose, which was not photographed as often as some of the other CNS cabooses. The availability of a model in brass, they were both scarce and expensive, drove me to consider other options. Looking at the Atlas and AHM O-Scale Bobber Cabooses revealed many similarities, and this became the basis for my Kitbash. The first task was to remove the body, the walls, from the roof and cupola, and I did this with a razor saw. The CNS caboose needed to be narrowed and shortened, so after making some plans and segmenting the walls, they were glued back together. The CNS windows were lower set on the wall than the AHM windows, so these windows were cut out, flipped over, and then glued back into place to achieve a lower window setting. The cupola also needed to be sectioned both down the middle and between the cupolas to narrow and shorten the roofline and the cupola. With all of the parts sectioned and ready for reconstruction, I began just using plastic cement. And here's the first attempt. Comparing my On30 bobber to the original style, you can see there are quite a bit of changes. Comparison of the original caboose to my caboose reveals the cupola is much too tall. So the cupola was removed and shortened to good effect. The floor of the caboose also needed to be narrowed and shortened. The axle pedestals were salvaged from the original model. I created an interior for the model. The layout is highly speculative. Interior roofing details were completed, and the interior was painted and detailed. The cabinets and benches provided a perfect place to add lead shot weight to this car. So the unpainted final product looked like this compared to the original. And when comparing the prototype to my Kitbash, I think I've satisfactorily achieved the flavor of the Center-Cupola CNS narrow gauge caboose. Here's a classic 3/4 view. I'm not pleased with the roof walk. I think I'll redo that at a later time. This shows you the narrowed car end, showing how the door is now butt right up against the window. And here are Bachmann On30 wheel sets in the salvaged axle pedestals. Here's a previous Kitbash I'd done with an AHM Bobber Caboose. This one looks more like the Florence and Cripple Creek four-wheeled bobber. Note again that the body of the car is shortened and narrowed, and the cupola has been narrowed as well.